get to that in the next round. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Rhode Island, Mr. Kennedy. Thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate your holding these hearings. Just to follow up with my colleague from Indiana about the staffing issues, if I could, could you answer for me what the staff is at the Inspector General's office for rooting out fraud and waste at the IG's office or the Treasury's office for this TARP program?
Excuse me. And you'll hear from Mr. Borowski. I believe his staff is in the order of 20 people or so right now. Sorry, sir, could you hear me? Mr. Borowski, the Special Inspector General, you'll hear from him later today who can give you an updated number. My understanding is he has about 20 people in his office right now and is growing quickly as well.
If the gentleman will yield briefly, Mr. Borowski is on the third panel.
Okay, so 20 people for what, 8,000 banks in this country, or how many banks have we have?
We've invested in 489 institutions through the capital program.
And how many more banks are?
Several hundred, maybe 500 to 1,000 more are in the pipeline.
But we're talking about banks also, top several banks with assets. 75% of our nation's assets are in the top several banks, and we have 20 people. 20 people doing the audits of those things?
Well, again, sir, I'll respectfully defer to Mr. Borowski. I know that he is growing his staff quickly and is leveraging the resources of the other law enforcement agencies.
I think that's where concerns come in, because before we're going to be able to pass another nickel in this Congress, we're going to have to get the due diligence on these things, because our constituents are going to demand it. The foreign entities that have received dollars, I mean, I asked my first question. My Bank of America in Rhode Island received $45 billion from the Capital Purchasing Program, first installment in TARP, and Ken Lewis from CEO of Bank of America said taxpayers want to see how this money is used to restart the economy. And then they went around and laid off 121 employees at a facility in my district in Rhode Island. And then after they received $7 billion in TARP funds, they went ahead and loaned it overseas to China. So we have questions, and we want to know where are these dollars going. Are they going to foreign entities? What dividends are they paying? And to whom? I mean, are they going to paying little old grandma's annuities? Are they going to paying whose bondholders? And what are the salaries that are being paid? I mean, you know, there are a lot of the culture on Wall Street. People have gotten so accustomed to saying they're worth $2 million a year. And I don't know, but they're just, you know, when people are earning on average 40 grand a year in my district, and that's, you know, median wage, they just don't get people, you know, in Wall Street asking for hundreds of thousands of dollars, let alone millions. And yet that's the culture in Wall Street, to just ask for these sums of money. So I can tell you, we've got to have a new kind of salary type compensation system. I know some firms have put new executive compensation systems in place, but that's got to be done, because and we need to insist on it in terms of our conditions in loaning these dollars, for no other reason than they're not going to receive any more dollars. Because once our constituents learn that any one of these folks are earning these kinds of salaries in the wake of our constituents earning just what they're earning, they're just not going to be satisfied with the way this is going. So I might ask you to comment on that.
Thank you, Congressman. This is an area we've done a lot of work on, beginning with imposing the executive compensation requirements that were specified in the ESA. We imposed those day one from the program. The Obama administration has now, in early February, the Treasury Department came out with new tighter executive compensation policies. And then in the stimulus bill, there's an amendment that also has executive compensation policies. So we've taken this issue very seriously. There's a team right now at Treasury working on the stimulus, the new law, putting that together with the administration's new policy to come out with a robust set of new regulations that are going to govern the banks that are taking the TARP funds and covering many of their top executives on how much they can earn and what form that compensation is. So we heard it, we got the message, we're working hard on it.
I understand it's a lot of mid-level management, too. We're not just talking the top.
The gentleman's time has
Thank you.
expired. I thank the gentleman. Chair recognizes